What is faith? Where does faith come from? Does faith come from experience? Some people tell me, if I see something, I'll have faith. That's not called faith. That's called seeing. That's called experience. Faith is to have faith in something that we haven't seen. When we have faith in something we haven't seen with our eyes, that's faith. Then it can be completely a blind faith. We are believing somebody telling us something and we have blind faith. Is there a difference between blind faith and faith that is not blind, which I call living faith? Yes, there is a difference. Faith comes from partial experience. Like if I were to walk 5 steps and I am told there is a 6th, 7th step, because I walked 5, I can have faith there will be 5th and 6th. It's part experience, and the experience generating faith in what I've experienced can extend further. This is living faith. As you grow in faith, the faith grows with you, or like all living things. Blind faith never grows. Somebody has said God is sitting there, we believe it, it's blind faith. If we experience something every day more and more, it's living faith. So that is why to get living faith, unshakable faith, we base it on experience, not of the faith, but what is prior to the faith, which leads to the next step. Then we have more faith. Then leads to the next step, more faith. It is much better to have a living faith based on partial experience, which leads to more experience, and not that we have blindly following somebody what he says. In this path, Great Master said there is no scope for blind faith. In your spiritual life, no scope for blind faith. It's not a religion. Most religions are based on blind faith. This the scripture says, the book says, so and so says, believe it. Period. Does your own life correspond with that? No. That is blind faith. If you are having experiences in life that lead to that belief, then that is living faith. So always believe what you see. What you hear from anybody, including me, what you're hearing. Don't believe it. Have faith in what your experience is. If you have partial experience, yes, the rest can also come. So go step by step what you have actually experienced. Of course, if you already had experience, that's not faith. So the experience, faith is just beyond the experience you've just had. And that's how it grows. The old story of 2 little children who went to the beach, because on the beach there was a ice cream vendor who used to bring good ice cream. So this is a story they tell in India, that Indian rupees, the ice cream cost 5 rupees. So 2 young boys, one of them had 5 rupees in his pocket, and he took his friend for ice cream, that we'd share the ice cream. On the way to the ice cream vendor, they see a holy man sitting on the sand, making sand homes, sand houses. Beautiful sand houses. Very impressive. So the boy with the 5 rupees in his pocket, he was so tempted to see those. He said, I like to buy one of the sand houses. So his friend said, we came for ice cream, not for sand. He said, but I like it. So he asked that holy man, can I buy one of these houses? And the holy man said, do you have the price to pay? He said, how much is the price? He said, 5 rupees. He said, and give 5 rupees, take it. So he gave his 5 rupees and he bought a plywood and took the sand home with him back home. His friend was so angry at him. We came for ice cream, you are carrying sand with you. What a bad deal it is. So the friend who was feeling so bad that I never had ice cream and the guy has only spent his 5 rupees on sand at night, had a dream. In the dream he felt he was flying in the sky. And he was surprised to see in the sky houses lit up with light. that they were almost made up of light. And he saw those houses look like the houses very similar to what that holy man was making with the sand. He said, oh my God, he was making those small sand homes from heaven, which I can see up there. And as he flew along the houses, he saw one house exactly like the one which his friend bought. And he saw the name of his friend written outside the house. He said, he got a house in heaven for 5 rupees. What a fool I was. And he woke up. And he woke up and he ran to his friend's house. He said, you got that house for 5 rupees, I'll give you 10 rupees for it. Just give it to me. And he said, no, you don't have to buy this house. You can go and buy for 5 rupees another house from the holy man on the beach. So this friend ran to the holy man who was still making houses. So he said, I want to buy a house. Holy man said, have you brought the price? He said, I have got $5, 5 rupees. He said, the price is 5,000 rupees. He said, what happened? What kind of inflation is this? Yesterday was 5 rupees, today is 5,000? Holy man said, no, it's not inflation. Your friend bought the house without seeing it. He bought it on faith. You've come after seeing it. The price is always high when you're just seeing things and buying. If you do it on faith, you get a big bargain. So this is just a little story about faith. That faith is something that helps us. And we have to have some faith to move forward. Why would we take the first step if we have no experience and no faith? We take the very first step, an anticipation, this first step will work. If first step works, then faith develops, second can also work. If second fails, we go back to first. So that is why faith grows with our experiences. Meditation is a great way to have experiences inside and outside which builds our faith. According to me, that's the main use of meditation. To build our faith, which increases automatically our love and devotion for the Master. Faith and love and devotion go together. If you have no faith, you cannot have love and devotion. The two go together. Only when you have faith in your Master, you get love and devotion automatically. If faith is lost, love and devotion also go by the wayside. So, meditation helps us in developing. Doesn't matter how much we meditate. My own experience shows, with all my friends who have been meditating for so many years, that regular meditation helps a lot compared to sporadic meditation. If you meditate every day, it is far more valuable than meditating on weekends, for example. It appears to me that if you create a gap in your meditation, you almost start from square one every time. You go back to the same place and start all over again and have no further experience except what you had day one. But if you meditate every day, you can see some progress ahead. Progress may be slow, but it is there. Then, if you meditate regularly, your mind is set up in a certain way that you are able to observe more miracles of Master during that day. You meditate in the morning, during the day things will happen which will remind you of Master again and again. Sometimes I call them coincidences. Coincidences are not accidents. Coincidences are a way of expressing an experience outside based on the experience inside. Intuition sometimes give you knowledge inside. So intuitively you feel something. There's no reason for it, but you feel it. And you don't know, can I be sure about it? These questions come in our mind. I have an intuitive feeling this is going to happen. Can I be sure about it? You drive your car, there's a big ad put up on a hoarding outside using a few words corresponding to your inner intuition. An outer symbol confirming your inner intuition. If you begin to be observant of these things, you'll see every day what you are feeling and knowing inside is being repeated in little events outside and confirming. You get confirmation outside. Because the spiritual experiences are not merely confined to what you can see in meditation, they're equally available outside. They're equally available outside. Our life changes outside. We feel very strong love for people. We feel very close to people. We feel the souls. We feel their souls. We feel they're all the same people coming from the same place. They're all souls. The whole attitude changes. And hatred is replaced gradually by love. For the very people you are hating, you fall in love with those people. There's a very big change that takes place by meditation, inside and its effect outside. So when people sometimes ask, how will we know we are making progress or not? I said, you can see the progress inside and outside both. It's not necessarily. If you meditate regularly, you will notice some things. If you are a very angry person, you'll get less angry. Your level of anger will drop. You won't find it necessary to shout or yell or anybody, because you'll say, what's the use of it? The attitude towards anger, towards lust, towards greed, towards possessiveness, all change. They change gradually. And the anger is attacked first, then lust is attacked, then possessiveness, greed. Last to be attacked is your own ego, pride, claiming that I know everything, I do this thing. That becomes low. You observe these. Other people start observing it in you. So progress can be measured both with what is happening inside in meditation and outside.